date back probably 5 years ago, we started reforming the justice system, bringing more technology in, making things happen quicker, saving money, efficiencies. Well, this is just one more step in that direction. The sheriff has a shuttle bus that is going to go out to all the communities every day and pick up felons and bring them downtown, saving the cities the burden of taking 2 men off the streets and sending them down and bringing them back. So it's going to be efficient for the system. It's going to be better for the communities because we'll have 2 police officers on the street instead of transporting prisoners. So it's just one more step in our way of trying to do things smarter and better.
We used $20,000 or $20,000 plus in seized funds to buy a shuttle van, a 20-person shuttle van, so that we are now, in the past 2 weeks, started to come out to all of the suburbs to pick up our prisoners. And what that does, it all boils down, I believe, what's most important part about all of this is the safety to our communities and to our officers. When you're a community out there, and I know there's a number of them out there that have 3 or 4 officers working a shift, and when you have to bring a county prisoner down and you have to dedicate 2 of those officers for transportation to the county, not only you're putting your officers in harm's way, but you're also delaying response to your citizens. So at the end of the day, I think the shuttle service that we started on an average of 40 prisoners per week, 40 plus now in the last 2 weeks. We're going out, picking them up, bringing them down. I hope our mission is to make your community safer, your officers safer, and fulfilling our obligation as the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Office. I think it's important to note too that we have this partnership not only with Common Pleas Court and Prosecutor's Office, but also with the Cleveland Police Department, who received a $920,000 grant, and we used $200,000 of that grant to bring these 4 deputies back. So we're real pleased with the partnership and the collaboration, and I'd like Prosecutor Mason just to add a few things.
The sheriff has described what has happened in our county justice system over the last 5 years. We've gone through light years of changes. As all of you know, that now you're shipping us your information electronically, and it allows us to move that around the justice system very quickly. And it's taken a lot of collaboration from everybody. Every single police officer, every single department, every single unit that's worked to make this happen. And essentially is what's happened. We are moving these cases through the system so much quicker. For example, as you know, we started these out in Lakewood. We started a pilot project Lakewood and Shaker Heights, and we kind of refined it a little bit. Then we went to Parma and ran a pilot project out there to find out what the best practice was. Well, we're now doing it throughout the county. That's the way we do business now. Now, I want to stress that that doesn't mean that it's, you know, these guys are getting slapped on the wrist and sent on their way. Same outcome as there was before. It's just happening in a very quick way. And the sheriff in the county, or the county budget office is really looking forward for us to do this, because it is saving a tremendous amount of jail days of people coming in. When I first became the prosecutor in 1999, the average time from the time of an arrest to the indictment was 87 days it took. We worked very hard to move those numbers down to get it into the 40s, so it was like 40, 38, 37, 46, whatever it was. And that's kind of where we hovered around just by hard work. But now, with this new system, we are having people either plead by way of information, go into the grand jury for indictment and get indicted with, and I think the average day, Jerry, correct me, is it like 12 days now? 12 days. So it's a lot of work, and a lot of it is coming as a benefit to the case management system we put in place, and all of the people in this county, in our law enforcement community, who are working together to make sure that all happens. All of this new technology that we're implementing is all good for us. I think it's good for the county. I think the bottom line, I think, is going to happen out of the speed is that we're going to be getting cases to trial quicker. And what that really means is that the witnesses, their memories are going to be better. They're not going to be as faded, because I know, as you know, some of our cases take a year to 2 years before we get to adjudication. So all of this is very good, and the final piece is this piece that Sheriff Reed has just put together, and that's the pickup. I mean, we kind of laughed when we first talked about it, whenever it was about, you know, back in the Old West, they used to send a wagon around and pick up bodies all over the place, and they'd come into wherever the courthouse was. This is the exact same idea. So When he heard the idea, he ran with it. I think it's really going to help, again, with your officers' time and the overtime that you spend on it. So we're very excited about moving forward on this. We think that there's been just a great effort amongst the law enforcement community and the county officials to make all this happen, and we're starting to see the fruit of it. Again, we've been paying $10 million to house prisoners outside of our county just because that's how many we have. And we really do expect next year that we won't have any out there. So it's all good stuff. Thank you.
It helps in a number of ways. One, it's keeping officers in the 57 communities that Cuyahoga County serves, keeping those officers in those communities in patrol cars. Instead of transporting prisoners from those communities down to the Justice Center, we are now going out to the individual communities and picking up our prisoners and bringing them down to the Justice Center. With that, it saves us in prisoner board and care for those communities that are housing our prisoners. They no longer have to do that, and it's cutting down on the transportation issues of taking officers out of their communities, especially officers in communities that have 2 or 3 officers working on the road, and now they have to take 2 of them off the road to transport one of our prisoners down to the Justice Center. So I think the essence of the entire program is in reference to safety of the officers on the street and safety in the communities that they're policing.